Take just a few breaths deeply in through the nose. Open the mouth, big sigh, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale. And let it go. One more time. Inhale. And let it go. From here, begin to breathe in and out only through your nose. Perhaps you can begin cultivating a little constriction in the back of your throat, inviting your Ujjayi pranayama in. Should feel that kind of creating some structure and heat deep in your belly. And try to maintain that breath throughout this class, throughout the practice. And if you lose it, don't freak out. It's okay. Just pick it right back up. Through this sequence, there's a lot of options to play and just be curious. So I'll invite those options, and I'll also invite some options to take it a little easy. So know that this is your practice, and you can do the same sequence a million different times and do it pretty much different every time you do it. That is the beauty of Rocket Yoga. No rules, your practice. Just try to stay present on your mat with your breath. Begin to open the eyes and set your gaze on one unmoving place, where you will keep drawing your focus, your breath and your drishti, that's your gaze. And so even when we sort of lose sight of the breath or the flow, we can come back time and time again. That which never changes. Take one more breath here. Beginning with our Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, look up, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine flat back. And exhale, fold. Step both feet back and lower the knees here for your first one. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the crown at the head and the tailbone. And exhale, tuck and round into your cat pose. Untuck your toes, let the hips rock back to the heels. Here for 5 breaths. Let the forehead rock side to side. Let the body feel this expansion in the back body and the side ribs. Feel the palms committing to the mat. The heart committing to the practice. One more breath. Inhale to lift your way up and step feet to the top of the mat. Flat back, look straight ahead. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands to the sky. And exhale, draw that line straight down the midline. Round 2, inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, look between your knees. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's step it back to chaturanga. Lowering the elbows at 90 degrees. Look forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rock it up and back. Downward facing dog here for 5 breaths. Two more breaths here.
Last one, inhale. And exhale, let's go ahead and bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step, hop, or float, look forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, Samasthiti. Let's take one more sun A. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Do what you need. Maybe there's some tails that need to be wagged. Some spines that need to be rolled out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, step, hop, or float to the top of the mat. Let them lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do some sun B's. Inhale, sink the hips down. Arms to the sky, chair pose. Maybe look up toward your thumbs. If you can put your palms together, that's good too. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, let's take the modified option this first time. Lower the knees. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the crown and the tail. Exhale, really arching into the spine, protracting your shoulders. Step the right foot forward for a low lunge. This is your warrior one variation, arms to the sky. And exhale, step it back, both knees land. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale to your cat pose. Stepping the left foot forward this time, low lunge, rising. And exhale, knees both land. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the crown and the tail. Exhale, tuck and round. Go ahead and let the hips land toward the heels here for 5 breaths. Option to stay in stillness. Or maybe you walk the hands from side to side, stretching into the side bodies. Last breath in here. And out. Inhale to step both feet up, flatten your back. Exhale, bow it in. Inhale, Utkatasana, hips down, heart high. And exhale, Samasthiti. Taking it again, options remain, or we can level it up. Inhale, look up, sink the hips down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back to your chaturanga this time. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot forward. Inhale for warrior one. And exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Look forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, taking it on the left this time. Step it forward, rise up, breathe in. Exhale, take it down and back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, here for 5 breaths. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bend into the knees. Look forward. Step, hop, or float your feet. On your next inhale, looking ahead. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up, chair pose. And exhale, samastitihi. Let's do 1 more of those. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the right foot forward, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale down. Left foot, inhale, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pull the heart through. And exhale, tip the hips up and back. 5 breaths. Again, inviting any movement in that feels nice. Or find that drishti. Looking back between your ankles, your knees, maybe even you can look at your belly button. Last inhale here. And exhale. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. And exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, samastitihi. Sun C. This is where we start moving into our rocket series. Taking our, I guess we're starting from the last chair pose. Interlace the fingers, open through the palm. Sorry about that extra chair. Exhale, let's take half chair. Sink the hips back, open the palms forward. Here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, take the hands to the earth. Maybe you take crow pose. Maybe you step the feet wide from Alasana. If you don't know what either one of those are, step your feet wide, drop the hips low. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the earth. Step back for chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Open it up. Switch the pivot of your feet so that the front heel would intersect the arch of the back foot. Breathing in, let's straighten that front back. And exhale, shifting to our triangle pose. Right hand can come to the inside of that right shin. You might even take a block. Take your hand to that. Think of stacking the shoulders here. Big inhale. And exhale, let's take the left hand down. Option to grab that other block. Shorten your stance, level the hips for pyramid. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale to stay here. Pull the right hip back. Use your next inhale to maybe take that right hand to the right hip. Maybe you reach it up to the sky. Keep plugging that back heel to the earth. Last breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to kind of add something here. So just bend into the front knee. Hook your left knee in round here. And step that left foot all the way to the back. Again, finding that warrior 2 stance. Left hand sweeps forward and out so that the bicep comes up over the ear. Extended side angle. Breathe in. And breathe it out. Left hand down. Let's lift the back heel. And maybe lower the back knee as you rise into a low crescent. Hands to the heart. Let's take it to a twist. Left elbow down. Try to line the heart up with the thumbs. Breathing. Maybe a little smile. Option to take side crow here if you're feeling like flying already. And exhale, both hands to the earth. Let us go ahead and remove those blocks. Step back, chaturanga. Open the heart on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take the other side. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Rising into warrior one. And exhale, spreading it open, warrior two. Settling in, lining up your feet. And let's straighten that front leg. And shift it for a triangle pose. And that left hand can come to the inside of, or even on top of the shin. You don't want to take too much weight there. But if you want to, go ahead and just grab that block and see how much space it'll give you. Breathe in. And exhale, round it down. Grab that other block. Maybe you're stepping the back foot in if you like a little bit more space for your hamstrings. Lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow into pyramid. Inhale to lift. Right hand stays where it is. Maybe you even get on the taller block. Left hand to your left hip. Or maybe take it up to the sky. Scoop the low belly in and up. Using your Mula Bandha to help support here. Inhale. Exhale, take your left hand down. Step forward, round into the back. And then we'll step that right foot all the way back, spin that heel down. Right hand sweeps forward as we move into our extended side ankle. Keep trying to level maybe that front thigh with the floor. Longer line from that right pinky to the right heel. And exhale, both hands down. Lift the back heel, drop the back knee, rise with the hands. And we'll take that prayer twist. Right elbow to the left knee. Breathing. And breathing out. Let's take both hands down. Take those blocks off to the side. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just realized we forgot to play with pincha between our sides. Let's go ahead and play here. Drop your elbows here, moving into dolphin pose. You can stay right here. You can take a couple of chin taps toward your thumbs. If you want to go on upside down, go ahead and walk your feet in. Send one or both feet up to the sky. Here for 10. 3, 2, 1. Let's step both feet back. Take chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's shorten our stance. Walk the hands back a couple of inches and then sweep the shoulders forward. Whoosh it back. Folding in. Let's inhale. Peace fingers to your big toes. And exhale, take a bow in Padangusthasana. Elbows bend wide, bending into your knees as much as you need here. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Let's exhale, switch the grip of your hands. Slide the palms underneath the feet. Feel a little massage for your wrists here with your toes. Bend your knees, see if you can get a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, bold. Breathe in. Breathe out, let it all go. Release the grip from the hands and feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. Rising all the way up, hands to the sky. Exhale, let's cactus those arms, elbows wide, lift the heart. Inhale, look it up. And exhale, let's take the hands to the hips for classic twinkle toes to the top of the mat. So, twinkle toes, sounds easy. It's actually pretty hard. Hands to your hips. If you feel good, once you lift up onto your toes. So here, lifting the heels, try to keep the ankles from kind of swaying out from each other. And get down through your tailbone, lift the low belly. That's your Mula Bandha in action. If you feel good here, maybe you take the hands up. And then we'll pick up the left knee. Step forward, keep the heels high. Pick up the right knee. Step forward, heels high. Take one more. Maybe we're all the way at the top now. And exhale, let's bow forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Coming all the way up, hands to the sky. And exhale, Samasthiti, moving into our Prasarita Padottanasana family. Step the right foot back. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips so that you can feel this, your pelvis in space. So lengthen the tailbone down, feel the shoulders roll up and back. Make sure your ribs aren't like flaring out here. So there's this containment happening of dropping your ribs toward the front of your hip points. And then there's this lift and lengthening happening out through the crown of your head. Breathe in, squeeze your legs. Exhale, fold as you hinge right at your hips. Taking it all the way down, hands to the earth. Fingertips can face the same direction as your toes, but walk them back. Bending the elbows back. See if you can get the elbows underneath your knees. Breathe here. As you begin to release, walk the hands under your shoulders, lift and lengthen. Breathe it in. And exhale, hands to the hips, come all the way up. Inhale, hands out wide. Exhale, let's drop the hands back behind the hips here, interlace the fingers. Same thing, feeling more of an openness in your chest rather than flaring out your ribs. Ground down through your feet, squeeze some muscles of your legs. Breathe in. And exhale, fold forward. Lots of control here. If it would feel good, you might let the hands stay clasped, letting them drop forward. And if this feels like too much going on in your shoulders, you can always just let the hands go, bring them to the outsides of your feet. Try to stick for 3 breaths. Last inhale, let's drop the hands underneath the shoulders, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold it in. Hands to your hips. Lift halfway. Exhale, hold right here. See if you can really breathe. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale to stay. Inhale, hands up. And exhale, folding over, hands out wide. We're going to bring the hands all the way to the earth and start to slide the feet out. So we're moving towards middle splits here. I recognize not everybody can just drop into a middle split.
So hands can stay right here. This is a great place to be. You might come onto your forearms if that feels available to you. Another option is to bend into your knees and come into frog pose. You know, hang out here for a few breaths. Maybe staying here on your elbows. Breathe deep down into your pelvis. And then allow it to possibly soften. I mean, it might not ever soften because of anatomy, but you never know. Spend a little time with it. Breathe into it. You might find little bits of progress along the way. And by progress, we mean space. Doesn't mean that it actually looks cooler. It just feels better. Last inhale here. And exhale, really get heavy. Begin to walk yourself up. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Use the feet to lift. Maybe do a little hop. We'll move into our half split or maybe even full split. Just because you can't do a middle split doesn't mean you might not be able to do a side split. So we'll drop that left knee, roll the right toes to the sky. Hands can be on blocks here. Really looking for length between the crown of the head and like you're backing the hips up in space. You might play here by shifting that right foot forward. See if you can sit up nice and tall, still breathe easy. One more breath. So gently come out of it, press into the hands, lift the hips, start to drag that right heel back. We're moving over to the other side. So just try to keep it really smooth. You can come all the way around from that deep hip placement already. Play forward if you want. So here we're going to take it on the left, rock the hips back. Left toes to the sky. My hands are on blocks on this side because I have a hamstring that I love to just be really nice to. So hips still moving back in space. Left toes drawing up and back toward the shin. Breathe in. Same amount of energy. It's not, taking a chill. And let's totally, slowly come on out. Come on back to center. And we're going to bring the hips all the way down here. So try to get the feet as wide as you can. You might even walk them sort of closer to the front edge of your mat. Walk the hands back. And use that slow control to drop the hips all the way down. Hands can maybe give the thighs a little massage here. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, try to keep your toes and your knees reaching up to the sky as you start to reach the hands forward. You might be able to walk them forward. You might even be able to point the toes. Wherever you land, just be there. Keep trying to roll the toes out. I guess you're rolling from the inner thighs out so that the knees and the toes stay facing in the same direction. Take one more breath. Let it go. Let's walk the hands back. Be really gentle here. Now we'll come into some side stretches. Right hand slides underneath that left thigh. So maybe you're bending into that knee a little bit. Left hand reaches up and over. Let's flex into both feet. Maybe you can reach all the way over to that right foot. Keep trying to resist the urge to cave forward, but rather open the chest toward the sky. Both feet are still active. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come up, arms wide. And we'll take it to the other side. Left hand scoops underneath that right thigh. Reach it up and over. Maybe this side goes as far, maybe it doesn't.
Breathing in and breathing out. Come on up. Give those thighs a little bit more love in the quads, maybe even the back of the hips. So, Mula Bandha checkups, blocks are your friend. And I'm actually going to kind of switch my orientation. So just close the legs, bring the right foot to meet the left. And now we'll keep the right foot facing the front, open the left foot out to the side. Blocks are going to frame that right thigh. And it doesn't matter how wide you have your legs, you can have them at, 90 degrees or anything less than that. Any height on the blocks is fine. Lean forward, feel that scoop in and up of your low belly. Active in the feet. And then we're going to press down. Maybe you're using the blocks, maybe you're right on the floor. Let's just lift the hips. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower. Switching. Left leg comes to the front. Right leg opens up. Framing that left foot. From here, we're going to try to transition to step the feet all the way back. So this is where the playtime comes in. Pressing as you lean forward. So you're creating this compression of front thigh to belly. Elbows tuck in and lift. If you're able, maybe you can stick that left leg underneath. Both feet start to step or hop back. You can just step the blocks off to the side. We are going to be using them a lot today. Find your down dog, maybe you roll forward, take a flow. Breathing in. Let's open the mouth, big exhale, let it all go. Take it to the top of your mat. On your next inhale. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, hands to the sky. Exhale, Samastitihi. Left hand to your left hip. Shift your weight into your left foot. Pick up your right knee. Maybe you stay right here and just work on keeping your focus on one point. Maybe you take your peace fingers to your big toe. Extend that heel out. Bonus if you have a wall, you can help hold your balance here. Keep breathing. We'll start to bend that right elbow, hug the knee toward the nose, and the nose toward the knee. Release and hold. Open that right foot out to the side. Try to stand tall. Exhale, close it back up. Left hand straight up, right hand straight up. Free hold here, breathe in. And exhale, hands to heart, feet to the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, let's just fold it out. Wipe that slate clean. Lift and lengthen. Fold it in. Rising all the way up. Take it to the other side. Right hand to the right hip. Pick up your left knee. Choose here. You can just stay right here, focusing on your balance and your breath. You want to take it a little further. Right, these fingers to the big toe. Maybe you extend. Knee doesn't even have to straighten all the way. Bend the elbow. Hug, hug, hug. Maybe you start to release it out to the side. And then as you bring it back to center, both hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, feet to the earth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold it down. Lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. And then shift your weight back into your left foot. And so coming into half lotus, if half lotus is not your friend, like if you try it and that knee is just like nowhere near the earth and it hurts your ankle and it hurts your knee, like please don't force it. I like to take figure 4 variation here. So make sure that you are flexed in the right foot.
Hands together in front of your heart. If you have it in half lotus, that right hand might even come back around and sort of clasp onto that foot. Breathing in, we'll take a fold here. Breathe steady. Holding your breath does not make it easier. Maybe the hands come all the way to the earth. Lots of control on the way up. Maybe you hug that right knee in. And lower it down. Shifting over to the other side. Again, do not force anything. It doesn't make you cooler to be able to injure yourself. Trust me, I know. Finding your shape and then take your fold. Control on the way up. And hug your left knee in. Both feet land, sweep both hands to the sky, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beginning the jump throughs. So, beginning to jump through, we're going to make our way to Dandasana, seated staff pose. So, I'm going to grab my blocks, place them under my hands. So now I have a super good feeling downward facing dog. I know that I have enough space for my hips to come between my hands because that's where my hands are, at shoulder distance. Begin tiptoeing, feet all the way in. Try to keep the hips really high. Keep pressing into the blocks and then slowly lower down. Maybe you can swing your feet through. And with control, lower the hips to the earth. See if you can plant the hands, shoulders up and back. Tuck your chin toward your chest. Low belly in, your Mula Bandha locked. Uddiyana Bandha, that's in your belly, scooping it in and up. And by tucking your chin to your chest, create more constriction in your throat. That's your Jalandhara Bandha. Still breathing. Begin to release. So we'll begin to add our folds here, Paschimottanasana. And what comes here is option to bend your knees. Rolling the right toes to the sky. Sit up, lift tall. And exhale, just start walking your hands forward. Try to get your belly to rest onto your thighs. And your heart, instead of reaching it anywhere toward your shins, take it toward your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you can take it a little deeper. Inhale, coming up, lifting halfway. Exhale to hold here. And then inhale to release. Taking a second option with your hands. If your hands can reach your feet, take your hands above so that your toes come to your wrists. And then wrap your fingertips down toward your heels. Begin to point into your toes. To get a nice stretch in the upper back here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lifting halfway. And exhaling to release. Hands come back. Let's lean back, lift the heart. Purvottanasana, this is your upward plank. You can take option into bending your knees or table pose. If you're here and you want to try straightening the legs, just try stepping them out and see if you can keep the hips as high. Breathe in. And exhale, slowly lower down. Another really fun option, especially if you're working with the blocks like I am, just to kind of build a little bit more strength while you're moving through your practice, is to take your hands onto your blocks, bend your knees, and sweep the hips forward. And then as you rock back, see if you can get the hips to stay high. Maybe you float the feet. Inhale forward. Exhale, rock it back. Let's try one more, just for fun. And now we are really gonna take it all the way back. Lift it up. Step it back. Option to take a vinyasa here. If you're working on your blocks, you might just take the breather. As we're coming right back in. Inhale high onto your toes. Maybe you are tiptoeing forward. Bending into your knees, find that compression. Thighs to the belly, thighs to the belly, thighs to the belly. And lower it down. Another option for half lotus here, hug the right knee in. Again, if it didn't really go so well before, you might not want to do it again here. So figure four is a great option. Let's take the right hand back, tuck it into your left hip, and your left hand, you're gonna hook it, you're gonna hook your right hand around your left elbow, try to reach your right heel. So you're creating a bind here. Breathe here, sit up tall. Maybe you fold. Inhale, release halfway. And exhale, come on out. Shaking it out. Just switch sides here. Crossing it up and over. And again, the bind is just totally optional. It's just kind of a fun thing to feel your body coming into different binds. Breathe in. And exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Hands to your butts. Shift the feet forward. And totally, if you're not on your, if you can jump through or something that you want to play with and practice with, try it without your blocks and see if you can lift the hips enough to walk the hands through. Maybe you come to your plank, maybe you flow all the way through. From your downward facing dog, again, we're gonna walk the feet forward. Belly to thighs, belly to thighs. Cross the feet, step them through. Finding here, we'll take our half hero, bending the right knee back, point the right toes, and let's like kind of roll the calf to yourselves. You can always sit your hips up on a block here if you need just a little bit more space, or if you just kind of want, to be more gentle. As you breathe in, lift and lengthen. And as you breathe out, let's fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale. Switching it out. I'm just going to keep my hips on my block here because I know that I'm going to want it on this side too. Hugging the left knee back, rolling the calf muscles away. And again, notice the difference between both sides, and as you fold forward.
Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, lift halfway to release. Exhale, hold here. Inhale, come all the way up. I'm gonna just use my blocks to take a vinyasa. So pressing hands to blocks, lifting, stepping the feet back. I mean, you can totally take the whole flow on your blocks. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale high onto the toes, walk it forward. See if you can keep a sweep. Savasana. Right foot comes to, the sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And we'll hinge as we fold over the left leg. You come all the way down to your forearms. You can bind around that left foot if you can. Breathe. Inhale to release the bind, lift halfway. Exhale. Inhale to lift. And let's hug your right knee into your chest. Taking a twist. Right hand becomes your kickstand. Left hand up and over. We're combining our Janusirshasana and our Marichasana. And release. Hands to your blocks. From here, let's take our switch. Switching sides. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Bringing it in. Left sole to the inside of the right knee. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, fold it over, maybe bind. Inhale to release, lift halfway. Exhale, hold. Inhale, release all the way. And let's hug that left knee into the chest, taking our twist. Left hand becomes our kickstand, right hand up and over. Inhale, lift. And exhale to release. Hands to your blocks. Flowing it through. Coming back through. Finding Dandasana. So let's just keep our blocks here, any height you like. Moving into our Navasana series. So this is 3 boat poses with just a lift between. So we don't have to do this sweeping back, not until after the 3rd boat. So lean back, lift through the chest, long in the front body, long in the back body. Bend the knees and lift. Hands can stay on the blocks for stability. You might reach the hands forward. You might try to straighten the legs. Keep breathing, scooping everything in. And cross the ankles, hands to your blocks or to the mat. Shift forward, lift the hips. And come on back to your boat pose. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more breaths. Hands to blocks, twist the switch the cross of your ankles. Hands to blocks, lift.
And dropped. Last boat. If you want to get lazy, I mean, you can always just take the hands behind the knees, you know? But it really doesn't help build any strength. It just kind of feels nice on the hip flexors. Last breath in. And out, hands to blocks. We're taking it all the way through. Breathing in. Open the mouth, let it all go. Inhale high onto the toes. Bend your knees and step or hop to the top of your mat. Lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Lift the heels. Very, very slow lower. Hips all the way to the heels. Heels stay high. Try to go slower than you want to. Maybe even reach the hands out for some counterbalance. Awesome job. Hands to your heart. Maybe you stay here. Take a little breather in your toe stand. Options to play are to, let's go ahead and just turn the knees over to the left. So now your knees and your toes are all facing the right, not the left. Both hands to the earth. Maybe you start to shift weight onto your hands, floating the feet up for side crow. Maybe you extend, just kind of playing with the legs. And if you fall, you fall. Wherever you are, let's take both feet back, chaturanga. High onto the toes, inhale. Exhale, big deep bend in the knees. Inhale, step, hopper, float, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lots of control, come on down. This time, your knees actually go to the left. And maybe we play here, side crow, can also shift into your Ekapada Vinyasana. Maybe you keep it simple. If you're working on that simple, see if you can simply jump back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. High onto the toes, bend your knees. Step, hop, or float, top of the mat. And exhale, fold it in. Bring the hips all the way down. 7 feet long. I guess legs long. And we'll bring right knee back, right foot back, bending into the knee. Let's bend your left knee in. So you might stay right here, just hugging in. You might practice rocking forward onto your hands for flying crow. We're going to try playing with that a little bit here. So essentially, think about your left elbow right on your knee. So if you're going to reverse it, or turn it upside down, so your left knee will be right on your elbow. Take forward. Step that right foot back. Really get firm in your hands, and then just hug that left heel in. Shift the weight forward, forward, forward. Maybe you float. Maybe you step back down dog or flow through. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's try hopping all the way through here. We're going to bend into that left knee and send the right foot forward. There we are, just hugging in. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we work towards the arm balance. Find that connection. Rock it forward. If you're holding, keep breathing.
We'll all step or hop back, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. Let's take a couple of spinal waves here. High onto the toes, roll forward. Bend the knees, rock the hips back. Move with your breath. Try to get really fluid in your spine. Just allow this to create more of an organic flow from root to crown all the way. We'll bring the hips back through. Maybe we just bring the knees down, sweep the feet around. Send your left leg forward, hug the right knee in. We're gonna do what I call rock the baby. Take your right foot into the crook of your left elbow, interlace the fingers, and just rock side to side. Maybe circles, just kind of getting into that right hip. See if you can lengthen the spine a little more. Maybe you stay right here if you want to play a little bit. Take your right hand to the outside of that, your left hand outside of that right foot and sling your leg over your shoulder like a backpack. Try to get it as high up as you can. Maybe you stay here, maybe you take both hands down. Squeeze the right leg around your right arm. Maybe you shift forward and lift your hips. Stay there, or maybe you cross into your 8-angle pose. Squeeze the legs, and then lower the hips. Option to take a breather or flow through. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We'll all meet back on our seat. Right leg forward. Left leg hugs in. Rock the baby. Rocking, rocking, rocking. Notice if this side feels different. If it does, try not to attach yourself to the story. Try not to place any blame. Just experience it, notice it, and move on. Maybe you stay here, maybe you're working to play. Sling it over, really get that left elbow underneath, and then squeeze. If you let go of your foot and your leg slides down, then you need to squeeze harder. Or have stickier hands. So maybe you're staying here. Maybe you try lifting. Maybe you cross and float. And release. Take a float through. Let's come on up over the knees. Maybe you take full up dog, down dog. Maybe you rest in child's pose for a moment. We're going to come on down to our belly, making your way there. We're going to come from down dog, take one more spinal wave. And then lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift the heart for a little big cobra. Elbows bend to the sides, roll the shoulders back and down. Hips stay rooted here. Breathe in. Exhale, lower it down. Take the hands wider than the mat. Bend the elbows up to the sky. And tent your fingers. So really lift your palms. And as you press them to the tops of your feet, rolling your cobra up. Nice and lazy, let the head be last. Exhale, come down. Take a few of these with your own breath. Next time you come on up, let's hang out here. Drop that right shoulder, look up and over the left. And inhale back to center. Let's take it to the other side. Drop your left shoulder, look up and over the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, come on down. Make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands here. Stack your hands, rest your head, bend into the knees, maybe a little windshield wiper of the legs. Giving yourself big belly breaths here. Slow down the rhythm of the heart rates. Signaling to your parasympathetic nervous system, safety, security. Creating more space. And let the legs go long. Shalabhasana for your locust pose. Bring your chin to the earth, reach the hands back, and feel the palms come down. So the pinkies kind of roll in, maybe even underneath you. Feel the tailbone lengthen. Feel the legs zip up like one long leg. Squeeze the legs and your glutes. And then as you inhale, let's lift the feet, maybe even the thighs. Try to keep the heels together. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly lower. Release your hands, let them kind of just flop out. Bring one ear to the mat. Shaking your hips. We'll do one more round. This time, option to keep the hands free. And as you lift your feet, you might lift your hands, lift your chest, everything's soaring here. Think about lengthening out through the back and the sides of your neck. Squeeze your glutes, breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. And exhale, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, power up to plank pose, nice, long and strong. Downward facing dog. Walk it out here, bending into one knee and then the other. We'll come up high on the toes, roll the body forward. And again, very slow, lower all the way down. Try to make everything land at once. Bend into your knees, reach back for your feet. So if you reach back for your feet and you can't quite easily just grab them, or like you have to do some crazy gymnastics to reach your feet, just reach for your feet. Try to get this long, open front body to open up more. If you can reach your feet, grab hold of the top of the feet, maybe even walk down toward your ankles. Kick into the feet as you lift through the chest. Big belly breath, start rocking forward on the soft part of your belly. One more breath. And exhale, really slower. Everything lands, bring your other cheek to the mat. Maybe another shimmy, shake in your hips. Hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. And maybe you take plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathing here, walking it out. Option to play here. So let's start to walk the feet in and come on down to your knees. We're going to play with tripod headstand and lower to cobra. So if that's something you already know about and you just want to jump right in, go ahead. I'm going to walk you through it. You want to make a triangle for your hands, and your head is the top part of your triangle. So really get the hands nice and firm. Come up onto your knees, bring the head down. And notice that your shoulders, you don't want them to just droop up toward the ears. You want to feel the shoulders locked into their sockets. So that when you press into your hands, lift the hips up. You're not putting too much weight on your head, and maybe you bend into one knee, place it on your tricep, maybe the other leg. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you hug one knee to your belly and extend it up. Maybe the other one, maybe not. And once you're up, you're gonna slowly start to lower your knees down to the very tops of your triceps. And the really, trick here is to get them as close to your armpits as possible. So, breathing, slow, slow lower. Round into the upper back. Really hook your knees in. And then start to shift your weight forward toward the forehead. Maybe you lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Open mouth, let it go. Inhale high onto your toes. And roll the knees down. Come up onto your knees for camel pose. Maybe even rolling your wrists out a little bit. Now I like a nice, easy, gentle, restorative camel pose. So I'm gonna grab my block. I'm gonna place it inside of my heels. Screw it, maybe both blocks. Take a big inhale and exhale, just let it all go. Hands to your hips. Feel this pressing down, this extra grounding. And take your left hand, reach it straight up to the sky. Watch your thumb. Right hand can come to the back of your sacrum, or just go ahead and place it onto that right block. And then as much as you are lifting through the left hand, maybe you're dropping the right hand down. In this push and pull action, keep pressing the hips forward and lifting the low belly. As you exhale, start to drop that left thumb to your heart, and then bring your chin to your chest, release. Maybe just sit right back on your blocks, that could be nice. And this moment of grounding, reminding, both hands to your heart, chin to chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. For our second round, gently start to lift back up onto your knees. We'll take the other side. Right hand up, left hand grounding down, maybe to the left block. Look up toward the right thumb. And as much as you can lift and lengthen out through that right hand, that's how much you go down. One more breath. Exhale, right hand to the heart, chin to chest. Sitting a little bit back, both hands onto your heart. As you're ready to come out, we'll take one more round. So maybe you try to get both hands to both blocks, or maybe you ground your hips. So the options here, let me get these ready for you. So you can take both hands to your blocks and lift up to the heart, or maybe you just float the hands. Perhaps you tuck the toes and walk the hands toward the calves. See if you can lean back and then rock forward. Wherever you are, be gentle, make your choice, and then move in that direction.
Running out of time here. When you finish, let the hips really ground down. Let the hands ground onto your thighs, chin to chest. Breathe in. You might even choose to bring the head down into a really grounded child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Plant your hands at the top of your mat. Step back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high, bend the knee and open the hip. You even get a little funky with it, drop that left elbow down. And just allow the body to experience here, be curious. Wild thing is also an option. And then we're just gonna round it out. Step the right knee behind the right wrist, setting up for pigeon pose. And so pigeon, pigeon, pigeon. Everybody loves or hates pigeon. So you can take the extended version. I really enjoy bending into that back leg for deer pose. Just letting the chest come over without too much added stress. Another option is to sweep that left leg all the way around for fire log or double pigeon. Some, bodies think that this is easier than the other versions. Some bodies experience this as the most intense. So maybe play between the three and decide which one feels right for you here. And then try to close your eyes. Ground your awareness only on the sound of your breath. Take about 2 more breaths here. And you release a little bit more tension somewhere in your body. Begin to release. Opening your eyes, walking your hands up. Sitting up very tall. And we will cross that right leg all the way around. So if you're coming from your extended, you'll sweep it all the way. If you're coming from double, you'll just end up lining the knees up. Putting your your right heel to your left hip. Left foot plants. Let's take a twist here, rounding that right hand all the way around your left knee. Maybe you shift your gaze past that left shoulder. And as you exhale, let's unwind. Left hand to the inside of your left ankle, sit up tall, and take a gentle bow to counter this stretch. Inhale, lift. And as you exhale, we're going to come from here to our flow through. So just rocking forward. Maybe you can step both feet back, hop them back as you untangle the cross. Downward facing dog.
Left leg high, inhale. Bend that knee, maybe wilding, maybe dropping the right elbow. Last breath in, lengthen out. Exhale, set it up for your pigeon on this side. Maybe again, passing through all three variations, or maybe there's another one that you like. Pigeon can also be really nice on your back. Passing through, knowing that none is better or worse than the other. They're all just different variations. Some come more easily depending on anatomy, history, so many factors. So you want to find one that has an appropriate amount of intensity level for you. And then breathe. If you're ready to release, slowly walk your hands up. Finding that upright shape with your spine. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Moving into our twist. If you have your leg wrapped around behind or extended behind you, go ahead and sweep it out around, crossing at the knees. Left arm wraps around. I like to interlace my hands here to create more of a bind to lift up rather than caving down. Breathe in. Breathe out for your counter twist here. Right hand to the inside of that right ankle. And exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale, rock it forward. Step, hop, or float back. Breathe in, downward facing dog. Open the mouth big, exhale, let it go. Inhale as you step, hop, or float your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold it in. Bending deeply into the knees, coming into your toe stand. Really round into the back here. See if you can get your nose between your knees. Breathe into the back of the heart. And exhale, bring the the hips down, knees open wide, hands to your ankles. Folding over. Inhale up. Cross your ankles here. And so you can come into a lotus or half lotus here, or just find Sukhasana with your ankles stacked in front of each other. And take the back of your hand or the back of your wrist to the front of your knees. See if you can create this line of energy, rooting down through your sits bones, your tail, your root chakra, and then lifting it all the way up to your crown. We'll take 2 rounds of Kapalabhati breath here. So that is short, quick, sharp exhales
forcing out from your belly so that the inhales are automatic. I'm going to lift my shirt so you can see what it looks like is so what we'll do, we'll take a deep breath in together through the nose. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And begin. Take 10 more. Breathe in deeply. Hold. Breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in for round 2. Try to go faster. Ten more. 5 more. 3 more. And breathe in. Hold at the top. Exhale, let it go. Come on down to your back. Hug the knees into your chest. Shoulders, hips, and spine. Heavy, relaxed. Open the soles of the feet to the sky for happy baby. Reach for the ankles, calves, maybe even the outsides of your feet. Bending deeply into the knees, just rocking here side to side. Maybe you're straightening both legs one at a time or both at the same time. Knees to chest. We'll take 2 rounds of bridge pose. If you prefer a more restorative version of bridge, you can take your block and just slide it underneath your hips here, and you can stay here for both rounds. A really great place to be, to allow the front of the body to stretch and rest. I'm gonna take the 2 rounds with me. Hips to the earth, heels to the earth, palms down by your sides. And begin to tuck the tailbone, rolling as you lift the hips up. Try not to go to your highest bridge here, especially if you live in a body that can just easily prop itself up using only the strength of your back. Try to maybe lower the hips just a few inches so you can feel the glutes activate to stabilize you. And then isometrically draw the heels in toward the shoulders, turning on the entire posterior chain, the hamstrings, the glutes, the back muscles. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Last breath, lift the hips. And exhale, lower slowly. Maybe let the knees rock gently side to side. Lazy windshield wipers. And for our second round, you can do exactly the same thing. If you'd like to take your full wheel, take the hands up over your shoulders. Press
Lifting the hips just the same way we did before. And then from here, you lift by pressing into the hands, come to the top of your head, and then lift all the way up. Yeah, pressing into the heels, reaching the heart forward. Strong in the legs, soft in the heart. Breathe. Last breath in. Last breath out, slowly lower. Let the hips rest. Let the spine know stillness. Steady inhale. And exhale. Hug the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long. Open the knee out to the side. And we'll start to cross it all the way over the body, stacking the hips, shoulders stay open. Just letting the body move just a little bit with each breath here. Nothing to force. Let gravity do the work. Take a big belly breath all the way down into the bowl of your pelvis. And then draw the belly button in toward the spine. Exhale to unwind. Extend that right heel to the sky. Maybe walk your hands up toward that ankle, maybe even toward the foot. See if you can lift the shoulders up, touch the nose to the knee. Left hand, come on down to the front of that left thigh. See if you can lift the heart toward the knee. And slowly release, really long with that right leg. Hug the left knee in. Breathe it in. Exhale, cross it over. Letting each exhale move into the space that you are creating. Without even doing any work, your breath, every inhale, creates the space that your exhale then moves into. One more belly breath deep down into the bowl of your pelvis. And then drawing it in toward the spine, unwind. Hugging that left knee in. Extend the heel to the sky, walk your hands up as high as you like. Maybe they come to the ankle, maybe they don't. And then we'll slowly start to lift the shoulders toward the knee toward the nose. Right hand down to the top of that right thigh. Anchor in here, breathe in. Breathe out. And we'll slowly release. Left hand reaches up, left foot reaches long. And we'll take both hands up overhead, both feet reaching long. Squeeze the glutes and the legs. Stretch your body as long as you can. Reach past the fingers and past the toes. And begin to release, moving into savasana. If there's any last shape that your body is craving here, please give it to yourself. Allow the savasana to call to you. Allowing the head to rock gently side to side. Allowing the feet to fall away from the midline.
Give yourself slow and steady breath. Release the body into deep rest.